You know how sometimes you get this flash of inspiration from, well, the weirdest place? We're always looking for these big, profound answers, but every now and then, they just pop up out of the background noise. This is a story just like that, about how a simple New Year's Eve and a surprisingly famous rock band sparked a totally life-changing idea.
So, picture this. It's New Year's Eve. You know the vibe, a time for looking back, thinking ahead. And that's exactly what the author of this piece was doing, just settling in for the night with the family, ready to ring in the new year from the couch.
On the TV was Canada's big New Year's party, broadcast from Niagara Falls. The headliner was country star Keith Urban, just a pretty standard, cozy way to welcome the new year. Until a completely different band came on and just changed the whole perspective on everything.
But here's the thing. The big aha moment didn't come from the countdown, and it wasn't even from the headliner. Nope, it was buried somewhere in the middle of the show, when a single song lyric just cut through all the noise and asked a question that would end up defining the entire year.
And this is where it gets kind of funny. The insight didn't come from some deep, philosophical artist that you'd expect. It came from a band that, let's be real, most people would probably never guess would spark a moment of deep personal inspiration.
Yup, you heard that right. It was a clip from a song by Nickelback. Now look, say what you will about the band, but the message in this one particular song, man, it just sliced right through all that New Year's noise and sparked a huge realization. The song was called "What Are You Waiting For?" And that phrase, that simple, direct question, that was it. That was the catalyst for a whole new way of looking at the year ahead.
Seriously, just think about that for a second. What are you waiting for? I mean, it's a question that it demands an answer, you know? It's not passive, it's urgent, and it's incredibly powerful when you really truly ask it of yourself.
And for the author, this wasn't just some random lyric. It was like the perfect message at the absolute perfect time. Turns out this was already one of their favorite questions to ask people, you know, to get them to stop talking and just do the thing. Hearing it in a song just kind of cemented its power.
All right, so let's dig into how this one little question can become this amazing tool for cutting through all the excuses we all make. This is about making that switch from just waiting around to actually doing something.
So why is this question such a game changer? Well, first off, it hits you with the reality that there is no better time than now. It totally busts that myth of waiting for the perfect moment. And when you realize that, it helps kill procrastination because waiting suddenly feels like a waste. And what happens when you start taking consistent action? Well, that's the path that leads to more success, whatever that means for you.
Okay, this is a really key point the author makes. The huge difference between excuses and actual reasons. An excuse is like, I'm too tired, or I'll start on Monday. You know, the stories we tell ourselves to feel better about waiting. A real reason is something solid, like, I need to save up for the right gear first. The author argues that most of the time, we're dealing with excuses, and they're almost always just made up.
And that is the mindset this question totally unlocks. It flips the script. Instead of seeing all the roadblocks, you suddenly see this huge, open field of possibilities. The new year stops being about pressure and starts looking like pure potential.
All right, so we get the idea. But how do you actually turn this into something you can use every day, something that really works for you? Let's break it down.
So the author didn't just think, oh, that's a cool song. No, they basically made it a tool for their own motivation. They adopted it as their personal theme song for the entire year, a constant little nudge to stay focused and keep chipping away at their goals.
And you can do this too. It's a simple 3-step process. First, just ask the question and be honest with yourself. What am I really waiting for? Second, find what clicks with you. What's your catalyst? It doesn't have to be a song. It could be a quote, a picture, a line from a movie. The only rule is it has to light a fire under you. And third, keep it close. Put it on a sticky note, make it your phone background, whatever it takes to make it your personal anthem for when your motivation starts to fade.
So we've walked through this whole journey, right? From a random song on New Year's Eve to a powerful tool for the whole year. And now, well, now it's your turn.
Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. The whole point of finding your anthem is just to keep that momentum going. It's about taking that next tiny step, and then the one after that. It's all about making steady progress on the stuff that actually matters to you.
And that brings us right back to the beginning, back to that one simple question that can change literally everything. The possibilities are out there, the opportunities are ready and waiting.
So the only question that really matters now is the one you have to answer for yourself. What are you waiting for?